What if $70,000 a year was actually enough to become a millionaire in Singapore? Hmm. Most people would laugh at that, right? Because 70K doesn't feel like much once you break it down. After CPF, after tax, after rent or your HDB loan, after the kopi runs and the weekend dinners, it can feel like the number on your payslip just disappears. Every month, like clockwork. You're not imagining it either. A lot of Singaporeans earning this exact salary feel stuck in the same loop. Work, spend, save a little, repeat. And somewhere in the back of their mind is this quiet question: is this ever going to add up to something? Okay, here's the thing though. The problem was never the salary. That's actually the twist. Because plenty of people earning 70K are building real wealth right now, quietly, without anyone noticing. And plenty of people earning 3 times that are broke by the end of the month. So clearly, something else is going on here. Let's actually look at what that something is. Picture two people. Both earn $70,000 a year. Both work in the CBD. Both take the MRT home. From the outside, their lives look identical, but one of them treats their salary like a river that just flows straight through their hands. Whatever comes in, goes out. The other treats it like a machine, a very boring, very unglamorous machine that quietly builds something in the background, month after month, without needing constant attention. That second person isn't smarter. They're not earning secret side income. They just understood one thing early. It's not what you earn that builds wealth. It's what you keep and what you do with what you keep. So let's break down the actual numbers, because vague ideas don't build wealth. Numbers do. 70,000 a year works out to roughly 5,800 a month before CPF. After your CPF contribution, take-home lands around 4,600 give or take. Now, most financial guides will tell you to save 20% of that. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's where it gets interesting. 20% of 4,600 is about $920 a month. That's it. That's the number everyone's afraid of. Not some impossible $5,000 savings target. $920. Now watch what happens to that $920 over time. If it just sits in a bank account earning almost nothing, in 20 years you'd have around $220,000. Respectable, not bad. But if that same amount is invested consistently into a low-cost, diversified fund averaging a historical return of around 7% a year, that number changes completely. You're looking at somewhere closer to $480,000. Same income, same savings habit. More than double the outcome. That's not a trick. That's just what happens when time and consistency are allowed to do their job. This is the part most people skip past too quickly, so let's slow down here for a second. For the first 5, 6, 7 years, growth like this looks almost boring, barely noticeable. You're contributing month after month, and the total just creeps up slowly. A lot of people quit right around here because it doesn't feel like anything is happening. But then something shifts, usually somewhere around year 10, year 12. The growth stops looking flat and starts curving upward. Not because you're suddenly saving more, but because the money you've already invested has started earning its own money, and that money is earning money too. This is compounding. And it rewards exactly one thing: staying in the game long enough to let it work. Now, Singapore actually gives you a head start most countries don't. CPF isn't just a deduction on your payslip. Well, it's a forced long-term compounding engine, whether you think about it or not. Your ordinary account, your special account, they're quietly growing in the background at guaranteed rates most investors would be thrilled to get consistently elsewhere. The mistake isn't relying on CPF. The mistake is relying only on CPF and assuming it's the entire plan. Here's where most people misunderstand this part completely. They think building wealth means finding some secret, a hot stock, a perfect entry point, some strategy nobody else knows about. But if you actually look at people in Singapore who've built a solid net worth on average incomes, the pattern is almost disappointingly simple. They automated their savings so it happened before they could spend it. They invested consistently into broad, low-cost funds instead of chasing individual winners. They avoided lifestyle inflation every time their salary increased, and they simply continued for years without drama. No luck required, no inheritance, no secret, just a system that ran quietly in the background while life happened around it. That's the shift. Wealth on 70K isn't about earning more first. It's about directing what you already have with intention, and then getting out of your own way long enough for growth to compound. Let's bring this back to where we started. Because remember that question, is 70K actually enough? The honest answer is yes. Not because the number is impressive, it's not, but because consistency applied over enough time becomes far more powerful than the size of any single paycheck. You don't need a dramatic financial transformation this month. You need one decision. Pick a percentage, even if it's small. Automate it. Point it towards something that grows. And then let time do the part that used to feel impossible. The number on your payslip doesn't decide your future. Your habits do. And the best time to start building them was years ago. The second best time is today. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small money habit you're going to change after watching this video? Share it in the comments. I read everyone, and your idea might help someone else too. If you found this video useful, a quick like and subscribe really helps the channel reach more people who want to make smarter financial decisions. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me today. Until next time, keep building wealth one smart decision at a time.